Sound should be okay.
I'm good. How are you? Good actually, yeah. How was your rest? Your job is going to have a comeback. Just sit right in front of the camera. Sit there. Yeah.
No, that's fine. This is going to be fun. I'm making everything I say.
I was going to go and play golf the whole night. So when we get to the break, we'll just kind of Jake Church not even coming as well. He's done it like, he is running, yeah.
I was crashing out. No.
He's filming, it's on.
I'm really hard time.
Oh, there's nobody watching it. There's no just
really
go.
hard time, like, trying to have myself up to like. I don't keep up my
This is not welcome. You said you texted
my life.
just about the fun.
That was Friday night. I went out Friday night, but like I was looking forward to that. I went out last night. My Kit Kat. I love it.
Catch.
A dog.
Not very well.
I know. I should have been. I was literally like, did you hear me in the shower? You don't listen to me in the shower.
Are you guys?
Your reactions in your recording is going to be fast-paced on the entire time.
Wow.
Oh, I did forget to say the audience on to say.
We've got nobody watching.
It's Friday not on there yet. Do you want to do? Get one YouTube to get That's why
I never got last night I left 4 a.m. I was like, calling, guys, I left my tea at home. I just breathe. Then on the way home, it's like 4 a.m. Never got my keys. Not calling with me like, hey, I'm closing the door. But I wasn't even home. I was like, still at home. I was like, leave the door unlocked, leave the door unlocked. And this morning, I just got a message. That was really jarring. It's okay, like, it's real. I'm just like the last house.
No, Lara seemed okay. I saw it.
I am an awful house. What's this thing called? JCR. Wait, buddy's guys. Hey, buddy.
There's two people live, correct? 30 on 2 separate devices. 30 is watching.
Oh, no, it really is live.
30's watching. They don't care.
No one cares.
They
Everyone
actually
hates
don't
us.
care. They hate me. They hate me.
No, they do. I don't know how to fuck. I just don't. I just don't feel very. I swear I'm not cut out for this life.
Yeah, so it's not a while. I replied back to them saying I'll do it. I'll upload it on the Steam Plus. Like, it gets like the 20. We'll do it on the 26. 23K for the whole time.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was the whole 5.
For the whole time. So it's only-
Wait, I was like, yeah, everyone is correct. No,
Welcome to our first JCR meeting time. Good to be back here, so we understand. See all the old faces and new faces. Very excited for our first JCR meeting time. This is the first meeting, and there's a lot of like newcomers as well. So I'll just quickly talk about how JCR meeting works. So basically, JCR meeting happens about 3 to 4 times per term, and this is where all the JCR officers come in and discuss motions and people who want to run for election to give us, and also for the representative and execs of the JCR to give the report and update their report, what they've done so far, what they've achieved so far, and what's the plan for the future. To start with, we have reports from the president, and then following the execs to talk about what they've done so far for Cuth. And we have Thea first for the report.
Hi everyone, it's so nice to see everyone here. Like Justice says, all that new faces. For those of you that are new here today, welcome to First JCR. I hope you enjoy it. I've made a very conscious effort to keep this as short and sweet as possible, because if I was to report everything I've done in the past month, we would have next JCR. So this is like the speed round. If you do want to find out a bit more, will be a bit more of an essay written down in the minutes that I posted on Instagram. So to get started, 1st of August, I moved into private practice, starting this job, I absolutely love it. That's a great time. I started off by meeting with key members of college staff to get started on my grant plan for more accessible Cuths. I then went on Pres Res, which is a presidential training in York with the lovely SU staff standing in there, and all the other JCR presidents. I was elected as Pres Com chair, which has just been a really great opportunity. It's allowed me to restructure the meetings of PresCon and Pres Forum, which led to a very successful first Pres Forum. And for those who don't know what Pres Forum is, it's basically where all the JCR presidents sit and bring up some very important university forum and ask them to make changes on behalf of the students. I planned Freshers Week with the amazing Freshers Week Task Force, interviewed all of our lovely friends. I set the Freshers Week budget with Maddie Lewis Jones. I worked with Kate and Lily to bring Lily's Freshers Week vision to life. Met one-on-one with members of the exec to help them plan and prepare for the year ahead. We booked on the Humble Sport venue 9th of December to save the date. I'll see you all there. Worked with fabulous Kate Ponter and Killer Ross to organise an amazing Freshers Week. Sold out our Freshers Week wristbands, sold over 80% of JCR levies. Had a very lovely time to get to know our amazing friends and new freshers, and had a lovely week off with the board ready for a very busy week of work this morning. So that's all from me.
Hello everyone. So I've created JCR Handbook using Caleb's stunning template from last year. Thank you. I came to Durham in the summer to help Thea, and I interviewed some of the threats. I created the JCR office group chat and this one person. Sorry. I prepped on team refounders and helped Thea and the rest of the head prep team out here and there. I carousel movements on Bailey and sold an insane amount of levies and wristbands. I work and am working with Matilda on all my surrounding postgrads at the moment, and we organised postgrad questions together. It was very successful and every event was pretty well attended. PGM home applications are now open. Please apply to take some work on my back because it's weighing me down. PG College Family Night is happening next Sunday at Brook. Sign ups close on Wednesday, so if you sign up, please do by Wednesday. And I'm working with college at putting on coffee and cake for Elder Studios on this Wednesday. I'm going to sit on me.
So I worked with Thea to create the Freshers Week budget, and we sold approximately 80% of levies to new students with people sort of emailing something about it now, which is pretty good. We sold out of Freshers Week wristbands, and the deposit is to be paid for us all. I set up the management accounts, which is kind of boring, but I updated the Sports and Socks Finance Handbook, delivered the Sports and Socks Finance for to be paid, no invoices are reclaimed, and assistant treasurer applications are open to apply.
Next we have our society library.
I just want to clarify the spelling error. I just double checked. I sent it to you correctly. Yeah. So I travelled up to Durham for a week to help with the library of unneeded books. We got rid of 3,500, all of which were last checked out in 2001. So we've managed to remove 3,500 with 500 more to go, and we've also got rid of the middle bookcases. If you've been in, it's currently very green. I'm working on a process with the uni to order some new furniture, plants, rugs, etc. to make it less green and more comfortable. But we also got a fresh look of paint outfits in like a winter. But I've also hired 20 volunteers, which will all be starting on Monday. Library is open as of Monday. I'm sorry if you tried to get in and message me on my personal Instagram. So I also got a doormat and a lamp for the reading room, which will now be the office for any of our volunteers and the assistant librarian. And we've increased seating by a half. And I'm trading up with the Billy B to order more books and do some more library stuff, I guess.
First ever JCR report on the so what I've been up to, sorry, I've been crafting my baby leopard handbook.
receiving copies of your stock exam pad in your mind during fall to enjoy. Lots of work with college and is to ensure it's the most up-to-date, accessible collection of scientific student support information. Fresh interviews, super fun. Thank you to Evan for stepping in for some, and to my cat for dropping some more. Meeting with Liv, the campaigns manager, to discuss upcoming campaigns. Putting plans in place for freshers. We have a record-breaking campaigns to recruitment, almost 30. Sports and songs fair, and establishing our timetable for all campaigns throughout the year. We've got big things happening with housing in November. And especially with sports and songs fair. He's not paying attention.
Daddy's just taking screenshots of me from the live stream for no reason.
Wrap up some exacts at the beginning of our project in November. Organize training facilities for fresh consent workshops, and we did Evans help distribute over 700 condoms. The workshops were received extremely well, and the facility resulted in 30 good jobs. Freshers complete with leaded armbands and friendship bracelets. If anyone wants anything free biscuits, I have many. Shout out to all the preps and welfare officers working so incredibly hard to make freshers so welcoming and supportive. I've heard lots of feedback about all of you. Shout out to Mandy for ordering so many condoms in the loop, buying a toaster, and our trip to Jasmine for supplies. You're a legend, and your money to check out on time to find. And drop this begin next week. With the temporary timetable to November. Whenever the filthy will be. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Firstly, sorry Jasper, I didn't send you a report time, that's my bad. But over the summer, I liaised with all our sports captains to enter teams into the Durham leagues, and then worked with Team Durham over the last couple of weeks to make sure they all have training schedules, have pitches on MC, and other indoor facilities so they've got somewhere to train over the next at least term, and then they all get redone next term. So that's the future to worry about. Worked with senior welfare officers and Maddie to run a talk with all of our captains to make sure they understood their role and responsibilities for the coming year, and also the sort of visions that me and Cara have to put forward towards them and other welfare officers in their teams to make sure there's better running in there. So other than that, I did prepped a little bit, which was quite good fun, and did the freshers sports there last Saturday, which was really fun. So.
Next we have the social share.
This is really right next to this, but well, with Dia and everyone Freshers Week, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Obviously, the attendance kind of dropped off towards the end of the week, but I still got lots of feedback from freshers, like lots of positive to come out of that. And then because we started planning coordination for that, finalized the theme for the ball and talked about it a lot with people at the Sports and Socks Fair and got good feedback from that. And I've been approached by like a couple of bands by Instagram who want to perform because apparently they all love Cuth so much. And the band that performed in Freshers Week said that they were the best crowd of the and also open applications for new committee members and had a very, very, very slow response rate. Which is a bit not very encouraging, but I hope some people will apply and hopefully I'll be switching quite soon because we need a committee to start planning.
Next up we have the officer now.
Sorry about that. I kept mine quite brief, but stash shop is this week until the 16th, so buy some stash. I made loads of TikToks, which is like my dream. With raps, I also prepped. And I made all the posts for results day, Freshers Week, and like the raps and stuff.
Next we have our family.
Hey guys, welcome to my stream.
So I like cleaned up the Instagram, made the outreach chat post and a new logo for then I did International Charities Day post, so thanks to everyone who took part and sent me their charities. With Scarlett, we've introduced a new shop for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is a free little, please buy one, 50p goes to charity, it's kind of nice actually. There's a pub quiz for Breast Cancer Awareness Month on the 19th of October. It's £20 bar prize, so make sure to enter a team. Representing Outreach and Freshers Fair, so I talk to people, tell them about the events we've got on, and I've had quite a few committee applications so far, so yeah, that's me.
Next up is JCR chair, which is me. So I've tried to encourage freshers to go to group positions in JCR. I took over the Cuth JCR election page and worked with our basic as well to apply JCR meetings and group positions. I had an online job call meeting on Saturday to discuss motions and review the election material with my team. And I managed to learn how to update certain orders on Cuth JCR website, which is actually fun. Next up we have this SU rep. Ready?
Hi, I'm the other Maddie. I also practice it, it's super fun. The first part of my job is that I represent Customer SU Assembly, and there'll be an assembly meeting later this term. I have a committee which will be voted in the next JCR meeting, and this committee votes on our policy positions and motions, so if you're interested on this, then please come and speak to me after. And I can give you more information about this, but this will be advertised before the next JCR meeting. I'm also the Livers Out rep, so we'll be doing the housing campaign really soon, starting next week, so look out for information on that on the socials. And in the meantime, I'll be finding information to the housing campaign stuff at the university and SU. I also want to run some socials and or bargains for housing mixes to be a precious option for housemates. So look out for that, and please come along even if you've already found housemates and stuff.
Next up we have the marginal representatives from the like help talk about progress. So we'll have Lucas talk about the SMP representative Lucas talk about Charlie covers your chair first.
So I helped interview the reps, I checked over my reps as much as I could, designed this year's program badges, which were really cute, mainly helped with SWD things during pressures, the TPA kind of became my second helpful. Then I got very ill, which wasn't very nice. Then I've been sorting things out to advertise the missing MGR role. I was at Freshers Fair before I got ill again. And I'm going to organise the first coffee meeting very soon.
Now we have to cover his members. We have Lucas. Yes,
I helped prep interviews. I planned quite a lot of freshers, including but not limited to quite events every night. The joint event with Johns and Chaz, which 0 freshers came to, but it was really good to try. And next year we'll do it on Plenty Day when the freshers actually arrive in Durham. I really enjoyed working with the early arrivals, which I think is at the moment. Social stories were appreciated by many, apparently, including fraps. A bit worrying. What were you doing during your trip motion? And a couple of bits as well. We met on the trip. Can't smash a jar of eggs. Big into that. I recruited SWD reps and worked with the publicity to get access to information published about every night Freshers Week, which was fab. Thank you so much, Kat. Hoping to continue throughout the year. I also wrote a guide to disability and Cuth and a guide to SWD reps. My audits and stuff about lanyards. Well, actually, I checked out it. So I don't get and also counted the wrong. Sorry, I said I played too many games of Uno in the client room during Freshers Week. I put some stuff on Instagram throughout. I advertised for an assistant, which will be run next meeting. I represented COSCON at Freshers Fair, which is quite awkward because you sort of can't profile people and be like, you look transgender, do you want to kind of represent all the transgender people in the COS at this meeting? And they're like, no, why the fuck did you say that? I didn't say that. I also wrote the motion to change the name of my role and assistant role in 10 minutes before the government meeting. Woo! See that later. Oh, and I have my stash.
These are my local documents.
I haven't seen it. I was really tired before I got to see a lot of normal students. I let them know who actually have normal students around. Was not normal students on to 0 freshers. Well, there was 3 frats there, and everyone times had 5 on. Do my research on what other JCRs have like local student reps. Research my local on Instagram to see what accounts are there. Hope to coordinate with them once it's a this semester this year. And I've been brainstorming ideas for activities / initiatives / social / stuff to do, how to work with proper focus on
Next up we have international wrestling.
Hi everyone. First report, I'll try and keep it short. Firstly, over the summer, I released the International Freshers Week schedule, and we also promoted the Instagram and the WhatsApp group chat, which has 80 members now, and we have 74 international freshers, 35 international PG freshers. So we have the vast majority of people, which I think is great. International Freshers Week, I think, was a big success. We did a inter-college event, a karaoke with Cuth, and I thought that was great. We'll be doing more inter-college events in the future. And I was at the Sports and Society Fair with Damon. We promoted the International Committee, for which the sign-up form was released yesterday, and sign-ups will be closing next Friday at 11:59 p.m. You do not have to be an international student to apply, so if you know anyone or if you'd be interested in applying, definitely check that out. And future plans, we'll be going through the applications and selecting future members, and we'll have our first committee meeting and start planning our first event for Zawali. We'll continue with informative like posts on festivals and celebrations, and I want to do something academic, so perhaps like a careers-related workshop for international freshers.
Next up we have Tech Chat.
Hi. Over the summer, I had a meeting with Thea and Phil Atkinson about new rules for the gyms. I prepped, and I've been continuing music rep due to music clearly failing at advertising the role of music rep. If anyone would like to go for that at some point, so I'm beginning music inductions.
Next up we have Student Trustee.
Alright, I'm sorry that Jasper for not sending out my report as well, but I get the really fun job of telling you what's happening in the trustee board. So, yeah, I know. Greg Kyle Langley is left, so we got no! Believe it. It means as much to them as it means to any of you. And Rebecca Mullins, yes, yeah, is the new interim chair. We also, I'm going to raise this here, there's, Thea has done a fantastic job getting Presscom chair, so we're discussing ways in which we're going to designate the money that Thea gets for that role. So if you have any ideas of where you want, how much is it? Like 3,000? 3,000. 5,000? So let's say we're making £5,000 investment, pitch it, absolutely, we'll buy something. We're switching our banking. I know, we're switching our banking to stop us getting locked out of the account. We approved the boat club spending. Well, no. We're staying with the same people. We're switching the way we do it. We're going to have 3 signatures. Sorry. I know the room is concerned. We're doing a big push for alumni development, so we are. So Tom Coker's hoping to hold an event in London. So some of the JCR money is going to go there to try and build our alumni community there. Thank you very much. We got London.
For last report, we have our head rep.
Hello. So I did a lot of the freshers as you can kind of get the Bible. So did lots of brainstorming ideas of themes and events with Lily and Thea, obviously the visions. Interviewed lots of reps with a lovely group of us. Made a prepping handbook. Made teams with various people as well, and then spent a long time on Google Sheets. I hope everyone enjoyed my timetables. I know I did. And then sent our big form to get loads of information for stuff. And then just, it was basically always there in Freshers Week. So I hope everyone enjoyed Freshers Week. And thank you very much to all the preps. You were amazing. So thank you.
So any of the just event. Any questions?
What's the venue commitment for?
Yeah.
You know? What can we take?
Oh.
Suspense, build intrigue.
We'll find out.
I go through the new bank account, I'm sure. So.
I feel like that's too much information.
Sorry, I was going to ask about that £3,000. Where can we pitch our ideas what to spend that on?
Now,
If you wanna email me.
Everyone say part.
Is there any
You've got
other
all.
questions?
No, that's just you.
We do need to. We do
Proceed to
need
the motion.
What would you rather get? You got
Oh, it's
3,000. That'd be it. That'd be the end of it.
Our first motion is an order in life membership motion for Sucro, and I would Matilda to say this.
Hello, sorry if you're new or have no idea who Sue Cole is, but if you have been here for however long as Sue Cole's been here, she left in July 2025, and the work that she did at Cuth was like insane. Basically, if you wanted to do anything, Sue Cole would tell you how to do it. So at Cuth, it's a thing that if someone's kind of given a lot to Cuth, then we can often offer like membership back. So this is just a motion to extend that to Sue.
Is there any questions to Matilda? Is there any amendments to this motion? Is there any opposition to the motion? Can we pass the motion on the general aye?
Aye.
She might be watching. She might be watching. Exactly.
So our next motion is a motion to amend the role of JCR journalists. So we're okay to talk about the motion.
Yeah. Aye. This one's quite easy. We created a role last year. It's JCR journalist. The idea is that they're going to do specific work in promoting JCR activities. But we also made them president of JCR Journalism Society. The reason we did that was because Journalism Society didn't exist, and we were like, this would be a good way to get on its feet. Problem is, no, it does exist. No, we don't need to do that anymore. So we don't want to have the head of a society be elected in a JCR meeting. We think it should be done by an AGM among the members, like how we all run our schools and societies otherwise. So this motion just, if you say aye, fixes that. Thank you.
Is there any questions to the motion?
Yeah, we got a question. My question is, that's not my question. My question is, how are we gonna like? I feel like how are we gonna make sure that like the Journalism Society and like the publicity committee like stay in touch and like still like watch together?
So the amendment of the role allows the JCR journalists to liaise between the two.
Oh,
So
shit.
you would also
Maybe I should
sit on
have
the publicity committee, and you would also provide all the JCR information for the magazine, which is run as part of the society. So like we're doing the JCR calendar meetings in a nutshell, the JCR journalists would like middleman.
That answers my question. Thank you, Lauren.
And then I propose an amendment to the motion where that does happen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Is there other questions to the motion? Is there amendments to the
But
motion?
as in, you just amend it so that it says, instead of, because currently as it stands, the motion just removes being press, amend it so that they also now just sit as a member of the society to liaison.
Yeah. We can. I mean, I think that kind of falls outside the remit of the JCR meeting, because I think that'll have to be done by the society.
As in,
But
just
we
say
still
they are
have-
part of the society, that means they have to join the society.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We can do that. So.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
that
not
has to be
JCR
in
order.
the order.
Yeah, that doesn't go to the orders.
Just specify that the JCR journalists is on social.
Okay.
It already does.
For new people, what's happening right now? We are currently debating over details of our standing orders, which is like our governance documents, which you can find all of them online. Don't look at them. You don't need to. You'll be so fine. Unless you go forward. And they're very like governance heavy, so it just means that we're completely clear. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna propose a motion. Oh, yes.
It's not, but anyone can be invited to the committee with discretion of the
Yes.
So does this need to be acceptable?
Well, I would say that JCR journalists is still on pub call, and that's not the problem.
Yeah, that's
the
fine.
problem
So-
is that we need to make a line where the JCR journalist does join Journalism Society. So that also needs to be in their responsibilities. So the motion is not going to have a proposal, an amendment. Amendment. Is that a word?
JCR journalists is part of the.
Yes.
Can you do it like, you know, the NGOs have their societies and it says in standing orders, they shall be president of it.
That's the thing we're changing.
That's what they do.
So we're making it so, yeah, so they used to be president, we're not going to be president anymore, but they'll be a member. So we'll just make it so instead of saying, hold the positions of president of Journalism Society, we'll make it so it says, hold the position of member of House Journalism Society. Yes. Feels unnecessary, but it's doable.
Is there any other questions about the amendment that JCR sorry.
I'll say.
Is there any other questions about the amendment that JCR journalists should be?
Sorry, I hate to be that guy, but so it would have the JCR journalist would be like a liaison between Public Diplomacy and Journalism Society.
Yes. Perfect.
Perfect.
Is there any more questions to the amendment? Is there any opposition to the amendment? No? Okay. Can we pass the amendment on to aye?
Aye. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. Is there any more amendments to the motion? Okay. Is there any more opposition to the motion? No? Okay. Can we pass the motion on to aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
So next up we'll have Fia's inaugural address motion. Louise, sorry.
Okay, so traditionally, the president has to do an address on something really random. And in the past, it's been done in different languages. Last year, Caleb made Dan, who's the last year president, do one on circuses in Japanglish. So this year, I propose Thea delivers an address on spoons in song form because she was the old music rep and she told me she hates languages. So yeah, that's my motion.
Any questions?
I actually have a question.
Oh, the panto is good. The panto is good. I remember all of the panto, and it was great.
When you say spoons, is that like to eat with, or spoons as well as spoons?
Perfect. Yes, that's good.
Surely it covers both.
A little bit of both.
Does it? Oh. Can we make it cover? Spoons in Weatherspoon. Really? Okay, I'll put it forward.
She has to say about spoons and spoons in like
Can you give me
Portuguese.
That would be nice because I think song form is quite a stretch already.
Yeah, but a song
Is
in a
there
different language.
musical accompaniment? Like, do you have to like play a piano as well?
Back in the drum.
Well, currently it's up to there.
Because I feel it's and if she doing it, she's okay.
So if we hate languages, that's okay, but can we do it on a, no wait, actually I'm thinking about that now, I'm thinking of one, but can we do it in a specific style from a specific part of the world? Or is that gonna cross the boundaries?
Yes.
That
Yes.
we should I'm happy to inform in Greek tradition.
Oh,
Can I do
Can
it?
do amendment.
Yeah.
Traditionally, smash some plates.
I have a question.
Smash some spoons.
I have a question. And what kind of wigs are we having for this performance?
If you would like
I'm going to propose that.
You could do Greek traditional.
Who wants to second it? Do you want to second it?
I'll second that. I'll second
Yeah, we go and go to
Is
amendment.
there
Not
an
an
amendment to the
amendment
motion?
yet. You don't need to second it.
But I'm just
Is there an amendment to the motion?
This is where if you have an amendment, you put your hand up. So if you want to make Thea do something else,
Yeah, please do. It was really really rogue.
Angelina.
I think the sing-song version should be in Greek style and Greek dance and break plates, and I'm happy to inform.
Some spoons, plates everywhere would be great.
Is there any
Put some plates, okay.
Is there any questions to this amendment that we'll be doing in Greek style? Oh, a question.
I'll second it, yeah.
Anyone second it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we'll go second it. Is there any opposition to the amendment? Can we pass the amendment of Thea's going to address the song form to the Greek style?
Yeah, honestly. A few plates would be great.
Is there any more amendments?
Yes.
I would like to propose an amendment that Thea has to do so in a wig. and a long wig. A long wig.
I second that.
Thank you.
Who's seconding it?
Thank you.
Can it go? Can I?
Is there any question about the amendment that Thea is going to make addressing the song form in Greek style with a long wig?
Wait.
No, I'm gonna.
A long
don't worry,
green
I'll
wig.
just make an amendment. Well, I was gonna make that amendment. So as long as she says that first.
Is there any question on the motion that Thea has to do a song address about Weatherspoon in Greek style with long green wig?
No, that's
That
perfect.
sounds good to me.
Is there opposition to the motion?
No, I've got an amendment.
Can we pass the motion?
Oh, Can it be about spoons in Weatherspoon? Yeah, oh, sorry. I thought yeah, oh, sorry.
I just don't understand how you can.
Pass the detailed amendment about how Thea's going to do the address. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Do we have any other amendments?
Can it be about the spoons in Weatherspoons? That's an amendment I'd like to propose. Yeah. Well, no, specifically the spoons in Weatherspoons.
Okay.
The Bishop's Mill.
Is there any questions to the amendment?
I'll second it.
Expect Thea to talk about.
Well, at least of one verse. At least one verse.
That is not my issue to say. That is part of her role. Is to talk about the spoons in Weatherspoons.
Is there any more questions to the amendment? Is there any opposition to the amendment? Can we pass the amendment that Thea is going to do her inaugural address in song form about spoons in Weatherspoons in Greek style with a long remake?
Now we need to pass it.
Is there any more opposition to this motion with the law amendments? More amendments.
More amendments.
it should be in a blend language, so it should be Greek.
Wacky Greek in there.
As long as you throw in words.
It's meant Spanish. Speak Welsh. God, no.
Just Duolingo. You have to.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
I'm struggling this.
Yeah, Gyros. You just need Gyros.
I cannot second that, to be fair.
Who's seconding this motion? Is there any question about this amendment?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Greek. Oh, doing a Greek dance without Greek is really sweet.
Doing like Swedish, but it's a Greek song.
Finish. Just finish would be so cool.
Finish, but it's Greek song.
It's Greek song fighting.
No one gets it. That's okay.
Right. Yeah. Is there any question about it? No.
So we gone for grain blade. Yeah.
Can we pass the amendment that Thea's going to address in grain? Is that all right?
Aye.
Is there any more amendments to the motion? Okay. Is there more opposition to the motion? Can we pass the motion that Thea's going to do an inaugural address in song form of both smooth and melody in Greek with a long green wig on? Guys, our next motion is to rename the SWD representative and assistant as the
Everyone is slightly different. Sorry, that was really exciting. This was exciting. So currently the name of the rep roles for students are students with disabilities representative and assistant students with disability representative. This language is in line with the medical model of disability, which is generally considered quite outdated. It decides that disability is something that's wrong with the person, not considering what they might need in society to actually change to make society better. So the social of disability is used by all the main charities for disability. That's supposed to be the same people. It's also used by DACA, which is the Disabilities and Parents Association. They actually changed their name last year in line with the social model. The social model suggests that disabled people face barriers in society which cause their disability, and that removing those barriers creates equality and offers disabled people more independence and choice. So if we say that disabled people have disabilities, it confuses the condition that they have, the impairment, that causes them personal problems, but actually shouldn't make any difference to how they function in society, with the disability which is caused by things in society. So for example, if I go into a club with flashing lights, I'm disabled because I'm going to have a seizure. But if I go to a club without flashing lights, I'm grand and I'm having a great time and I'm not really disabled by that environment. It also just that helps. So it also signifies identification with the collective cultural identity. The capitalized D of disabled is a political signifier, and through this, disabled people come together, identify the causes of our discrimination and oppression, communicate shared experiences, knowledge, and create social change, which is what we aim to do. So currently, SWD SOC, hopefully soon to be Disabled Student Society, at Cuth and University. I want to acknowledge that talking about one's impairment condition is a deeply personal process, and on a more individual level, some people might not to the language of the disabled person. However, I strongly feel that this language is useful at a policy understanding on this level to help us influence and improve the rights and lives of disabled students. I think the role language should reflect the emancipatory aims of the disabled students of Cuth to make it a more accessible place to live and study, and the social model through the state and personal representatives. So there's a long list of basically all the times that the SWD rep is mentioned in the things, and we're just going to change SWD every time to DS as in disabled students.
Is there any questions to the motion? Is there any amendments to the motion? Is there any opposition to the motion? Can we pass the motion on general aye?
Aye! So excited it would be.
So that's it for the motion for today. So we'll have like a short break now. And after the break, we'll have Rafa. So I'll give out Rafa tickets.
We're having a break, guys. We're gonna have a break.
Come back from the break.
We're having a break,
Classes,
guys.
everyone is free.
All four of you.
And after the raffle, we'll have our elections. So we'll have the break now until 8:25, and then we'll start our raffle by then. So,
Till 20 past.
You guys crack me up. Immediately get me. Way.
Yeah, he's all two of those devices. He is both
Hi,
of the devices.
Bernie. Hey, Bernie.
He hasn't.
put in the chat, Bernie,
Bernie, get in the chat.
Hello, what's up, chat? How are we doing? He is on there because he keeps sending screenshots of me to myself.
Are you in Luton right now? Also, where are you? Birdie, we miss you. We love you. Do we? I do. Yeah. Miss you all. Just spat all on my arm. I know. Birdie, did you see my report? Did you hear my report even? It was really funny.
Can you answer? Answer a bit faster, please. Hello. Hello. He's both. Also, how are you both the devices? Here's some questions. No, that's fine.
I swear to God.
That's fine. No, that's absolutely fine.
Really?
That's so fine, actually. It's not. Hello. That's your Snapchat. I can't actually. This is insane. Why is he not? Can we text on this?
Oh. No.
I did hear reports, but didn't see you get up. Cough, cough.
Yeah, because we were trapped in because there's
Yeah,
so many people here.
Gosh, oh. Guys, I'm a slow typer and there's a lag.
Cody, whose report was better, mine or Cara's?
It was definitely mine. Yes! No, we love him.
We love him.
There he is.
I'm such a bad. He literally has white tomorrow. This is what he's doing on Sunday. It's pretty sad.
How's Luton? How is Luton? Tight bastard!
He's so excited to be here. No, he's not that. Cody, I hate you.
Well, we have to leave him as he is.
What is?
So much of it is
You say alternative Don't worry, they're gonna get things slow as well. These competitions are like because this one is sponsored by companies from China. So they're like the companies from UK, US. We're definitely gonna find this. Yeah, exactly. We can do that as well, right? All we need to do is like keep an eye out. Michael, what's this? Yeah, the video game, right? We just do it after. Yeah.
Buddy, are you still watching? Oh!
You're ruining the whole set.
No, don't. This is my phone. Then I'm going to continue. 394. Should we FaceTime? We FaceTime here. We're going to FaceTime. Whoa!
Why is he on like 7 different? What's he doing? What have we got to win? Oh, the premium. Send the premium. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's time to off, no. Oh, no, I wasn't. Yeah, send that my way.
He's going to loudly
Just 397. All the premiums, any food. Nah, it's pretty cool out. Definitely check it out. Just type it. He's got his laptop.
No, he wants to be involved.
No, stop it.
He wants to be involved. You want to be involved so bad.
Leave Cuthbert's behind before kick-off. Leave you there, please.
Both of the things
It's 30 on 2 devices. Actually it. Trying to all on 2 different devices is crazy. You're gonna have to just not give him any money. What's it? Comment on
No, he's so weak.
No, there's a program. I'm happy with it. I should say that reminder. For some reason I saw your scarf. I saw your scarf and I thought you were just like carrying it.
Do you think I'm as skinny as a
No, I just thought you were laying like flat.
Okay guys, don't move.
Don't move, guys.
Nothing happened. Everything you see is a legend.
Until proof that you're guilty. No one likes that. I wouldn't have that. I just said until proof that it's a legend.
Unless it's I know about trust law now, so I don't know. I don't know what else.
Hello. So I don't know if you may not know, but basically all of our sports societies have like various budgets. And if you have a budget of over a certain amount of money, they have to send a representative to the JCR meeting. So I just want to get a hands up if anybody's in any sport. So is anyone part of Vogue Club? Good.
Oh.
He is technically women's captain as well. They do need an actual representative at the meeting though, apparently.
Anyone from climbing?
Women's football?
Please.
Golf?
I'm not enough
That's
to
it.
that one. Tom Swan does not need any funding.
We're going to take this to an exciting part, guys. Just before I do the raffle, I'm going to say, the school is up for running in our next, coming in this meeting. So if you want to be in this position, give me our raffle tickets and buy the prizes, run for school teams. We need people to come from.
If you want to be in my position, trust JCR.
Yeah, I need assistance, please.
It's best organization.
So we got a raffle started. So
Just send it
Just
to
not
my
the
mail.
story.
Send it to my mail.
last year, go to our
Put it in my cooler.
So our first prize for first JCRBC this year goes to number, drumrolls please. 393.
These two what?
I will never live.
I swear to God, whoever wins those, just send them away.
I will die.
Mini Pringles goes to number.
And that's my hand friend.
Oh,
Thank you.
Next up, we have this massive
I will die.
Right, please.
Then it goes to number
I swear to God.
394.
It's actually rigged. It's actually so rigged. It's actually so rigged. It's so rigged. So rigged. I'll just eat the whole thing. Really?
If anyone else would be accepted, we've got to get the prize to the fresh.
No. Hang on. 30's won it at least 5 times. I don't think he's given the prize away ever. So I don't care.
No.
Next up, we have some Neon Nights class. Apparently, we have some already. We have more. And it goes to number 380. 380.
God, you were nowhere near. Go through it, not
Go celebrate.
I'm just so upset.
Next up, we've got a
Oh my
small
God.
number.
Oh, that's quite technical.
Let's run rules.
No, she can't have it again. No.
396.
Oh,
Am I not up to swear?
No. It's got to go to someone else. Oh, no. And then the rules go back to normal.
Lily was never going to lose that.
And then what? The rules go back to normal. If Exec win it now, with
This is like.
Eating a fried
Oh wait, how do I make this go?
It's like a.
I would eat it.
But it's really cool.
I'm evil, guys.
Eatable as well. So.
If I win, that's
Nobody likes it.
I'm a Dementor. I hate sharing.
And it goes to number 3, 7,
That's so fun.
6.
It's actually like the Oscars. It's actually the Oscars.
Wait, Laurie, how often?
One of the reasons I come here is because I do get. I will always win.
And now we're going to our last prize of the day.
Oh, look at that.
They don't
Oh,
that's
that's sick.
Question number. Don't want to know my number. Honestly, you know.
No, that's like the school.
Honestly, if I win it.
You'll have the legacy as a folks.
Oh, my.
Oh.
So, the ultimate prize of our first year's RBC, it doesn't specify,
This is the ultimate prize.
goes to number 3, 5, 9.
Oh, should I just make a TikTok of the live stream?
Please come to the next JCR meeting. This is all that is about Levy. And I'll pass on to SO.
So, hi guys, I'm the elections officer at the road. Most of you here probably did something. First we'll be doing the ones that you had to submit materials for the meeting. We have 3 of those running today. Welfare class rep and working class student rep. 2 of those contested, 1 of those contested, sorry, and 2 of those are uncontested. They each run with 3-minute speeches, some 3 targeted questions, so questions to each candidate, and then 5 questions to like all the candidates. We don't have to fill up those questions. We'll start off with what I discussed first on the agenda, which is LGBTQ plus rep. Yeah, but just so we can get this in. So can I ask Shay to come up and do his speech?
Do I get a sign on timing or do I just stop?
Oh, as in I'll okay.
Cool. Okay, well, hello everyone. My name is Shay, for anyone who don't know me. I am running for the LGBTQ plus rep. Cuth is a college that definitely has quite a large queer community, and I think it's very important to have representation of that. My main aims are to run a variety of different socials and events for people to attend, specifically a variety of more accessible and sober socials, because it can be very easy to just ascend into a lot of our goals. And I want to make sure we don't do that, and make sure that everyone can come to different events and things like that. I also want to try and work with other JCRs in different colleges to have more joint events. And yeah, just have a lot of fun events, create fun community spaces. I think in-person spaces are just very important to the community. Yeah, those are my goals.
This is uncontested, I'll just run all the questions at once. So does anyone have any questions that say? Yeah, Brian?
Do you have any like favorite like queer spheres or like really consider?
Okay, that's a good question. The 2 that instantly come to mind, Bookworm has a very little place. I love reading. I love Bookworm. And this is less so a specific place, but there is actually a lovely trans character in the city. Yes, I find that very fun. Yeah, things like that I love.
So, coming from a country which is very tolerant of queer people in the queer community, I was wondering if you guys within the Cuth's queer community, if there are already in place, and if you'd like to maybe enhance any facilities for people who are coming in and are maybe not so comfortable with their sexuality because of that. So I was wondering maybe if there were any points you'd like to raise on that.
That is a very good question. I would love to do work with that. Yeah, I think especially with a lot of international students coming from different cultures, there can be a lot of baggage related to that. So I'd love to either have a lot of information on where they can get help and welfare, things like that. Yeah, maybe running over support groups, things like that.
Okay, thank you.
If we have no more questions.
Wait, I have a question. I have a question. Can you think of any like themes for any of the like socials or anything? Do you have any themes that you think like just speak to you?
Okay, that is a good question. I think this theme may have been used last year, but I think it was really good. I think there was a Rocky Horror theme to that. I know there's a film night, and that was very fun. But I think there was Spark Box Moments. Anything with that would be very fun. Yeah, I mean, a lot of just like classic queer films. I think would be fun to do themed events around Halloween, something for Halloween. If you understand.
Do you have a favorite LGBTQ plus rights advocate?
That is a good question. I'm going to go with, I think, Oscar Wilde. He's one of my favorite authors.
Sorry. Thank you. Final question. What are your opinions on Fab Thursdays?
Very big fan. Last time I was there, I did get locked in the smoking area, which was a unique experience. But aside from that, yes, very big fan.
Thank you.
Last year there was some problems with attendance for the LGBTQ plus formals. Do you have any plans for how to kind of get more people to come to those?
That is another very good question. I think one thing was that last year, I know this was something more just like an issue with scheduling. I believe the formal was during exam season and on a day that a lot of people I know had exams, which I know is just hard with scheduling. So if it's possible to try and move that around, if not, obviously that is difficult. I guess trying to have more advertisements on social media and promoting the idea that allies can come as well. It's not queer people only, but like queer friendly spaces, things like that.
I think I can allow one more question if anyone has any more. But it seems we're done. So round of applause for Shade. So next we have working class rep, which is also unprecedented, so it's going to be like James up to do a speech.
Hi, I'm James. I'm a second year philosophy and politics student working class rep, for those who don't know me. I believe you should vote for me as your working class rep because I personally know how it feels to have less financial support and opportunities than those around you. And because of this personal experience, I'm passionate about making positive change for other students with similar backgrounds. To make this positive change, I've devised 4 big ideas which I believe would greatly improve the university experience for working class students at Cuth. These ideas have been inspired by my own experience as a working class student last year, and they focus on matters which I know that have certainly helped myself and others massively last year. And would hopefully help many future working class students. Firstly, I believe the working class rep Instagram page could be utilised more in order to improve communication on what the college has to offer working class students. I want to make it a page which aims to make working class students as informed as possible, as well as keeping them in the loop on news and upcoming events which may benefit them. Secondly, I would like to work with the college to make applying for the Cuth bursary more effective and more dignified. Instead of it being about who can write the best sob story, I believe it should be a more means-testing approach. I also believe the bursary fund could be spread more widely to more students rather than very high sums being given to only a few students. Thirdly, I believe working class reps across the uni would have far more efficacy if college working class reps had a network of communication. I'd like to create some sort of social network, like maybe a WhatsApp group chat, and possibly even some in-person meetups for working class reps to liaise with one another. Fourthly, I'd like to propose the idea of access meals on the daily for working class students to the college. This would mean reduced fees for catered food for maximum bursary holders. I believe this would improve accessibility and social integration for working class students as they'd be able to freely choose catered or non-catered food without having to worry about the extra financial burden that catered meals cost. I know that I would have personally benefited from this, as sometimes, as a lot of my friends last year had catered meals on the daily, I opted not to have them due to the extra financial burden. This obviously meant that sometimes I felt like I was missing out on some social opportunities, mainly due to my different financial situation to others, and so I'd like to prevent this from happening to future students through the implementation of access meals. So there are my 4 big ideas. I hope you believe they would have as much positive change as I believe they would. And if you do share this vision, then please vote for me as your class. Thank you.
Obviously, there's quite a big intersection between working class students and students as well. So, also ways for students to sort of recognize that without sort of feeling like don't really feel like everyone is themselves going to different territory.
I guess I'd have to talk to you and see, like, I don't know, how you think we should navigate that, and maybe I'm not too sure. I think I'll just start there and then go from there, see what you think. like, yeah, take your advice. Sorry.
Any other questions? Oh, wait, down there.
Wonderful, Huss. What do you think? How do you think you're going to best engage with the ideas of other working class students? How do you find them and what they want to do in this space?
I don't know, sort of. Sorry, could you repeat the question?
So if you're looking to represent working class students and you're trying to get a range of perspectives and what different students are going through, what are your avenues for doing so?
I guess I would like encourage people to message me on Instagram, or maybe I could set up like some sort of in-person meetings, like system. I'm not sure. I've not thought about that really too much. I guess I'd start with that maybe.
George?
I think there's one thing I've noticed, so it sort of builds on Caleb's point, is that communication, especially if we're relying on Instagram, is not everyone uses social media. Do you have any ideas on how else you could reach out to class students on the things you're trying to offer? Because I think they are brilliant ideas, but getting it across to students in a dignified way might be tough.
Yeah, I guess we need to like have definitely some sort of in-person thing, and then I guess to promote it to them that's in a way that's not through Instagram. Maybe like being at more fairs, or I don't know, just some like more in-person events that a lot of class students generally go to. There needs to be some sort of like outreach there, so they know about it.
Prices for cultures set by the university generally.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of how you might go about working with clothing, or whether you propose that idea?
Yeah, I'll just like see. I don't have like a massive knowledge of like how to work with like the higher up people in cuts, but I'd like to give it a go and like see their like reasoning for why they couldn't give it. And see if I can like, if their reasoning isn't like good enough, then try and implement it anyway, and like see how far I can go with it.
Thank you. So working class. So like a lot of like the MGRs like have a lot of like intercollegiate like events. So let's say like you were gonna plan like an intercollegiate like event. Like what would you plan? Who would you invite? What would you do? Tell me everything.
Yeah, like I guess all the working class reps, and maybe like more widely like the communities committee, or I guess we could do like sort of I don't know how we, I guess just like if you working class student you can come along, but I'm not too sure. Of course.
Probably allow one more question if someone has one, but if not, then I think thanks. Third national election is welfare officer. This one is contested. We have two candidates, which means we're going to do things slightly differently. We have our two candidates are Joseph and Angelina. During one speech, the other will have to leave the room. Due to just alphabetical surnames, Joseph will do the speech first. So could I please ask Angelina to
studying history, so I'm only here for 1 year, but I am a Durham local. I've grown up here all my life, I've lived here all my life. As Cara pointed out to me this week, I was one of those Alliance students with the lanyards on that are getting in the way everywhere. That was me, and now I'm back here. My parents are very involved in local charities around mental health and well-being. They do a lot of yoga, so I have a lot of connections to things like yoga instructors, mindfulness sessions, and things like that. I have past experience doing welfare. I was welfare rep for a year as an undergraduate. Run a lot of events, send a lot of emails, which is one of my favorite things to do, and something that I would really like to do here. Basically, emails contain all the welfare information that you might need throughout the university, throughout the college, throughout different departments, things like that. I put on weekly yoga sessions. We did welfare teams. I did a Bob Ross paint along, which is exactly what it sounds like. I brought petting zoos and things like that, which was a lot of fun. And I think the most important part was that my college was very similar to this. It was very community-centered, very centered on welcomeness and friendliness. And being a welfare rep is sort of the cornerstone of that in many ways. And being able to support that and keep that going is such a big privilege. And I'd love to have that privilege again. So, thank you.
So now that the questions for this specifically, there's now time for up to 3 targeted questions, which are questions specifically about the contents of Justice Speaker. So, and then later there'll be time for general questions that you can ask at both Anthony and Chris at the same time. But if anyone has any targeted questions right now.
So what do you think you could bring from like your previous experience in like the university that we were talking about to this one? Like what do you think you've learned that you think maybe would work here as well here?
I think I've learned quite a lot, like simply what works and what doesn't, what students like, and big on promoting things. Like I once organized a karate class that no one signed up to, and I realized it's because I didn't promote it well enough on Instagram or 2 different channels. I didn't get a register of, who's turning up and who's not. So I've learned a lot from the past, and also doing peer support. So I'm trained peer supporter as well, qualified in that, and with one drop-in session, one top-up session, I think I'll be able to do all the drop-ins and things like that, which I have a lot of experience of. A lot of experience talking to students just generally and in the more specific drop-in sessions. So I've learned a lot over my time.
Nice speech, thank you. You mentioned yoga instructors and mindfulness instructors.
Yeah.
How do you plan to integrate those into welfare at Cuth?
Well, I found the best thing that works is to book out a room. I think that's possible here. Yeah. And book out an hour slot, get the sort of information out there, and I have them very thankfully on the cheap. So I've got a lot of yoga instructors. So if it's about cost cutting, then that's the thing I can do as well. But yeah, it's a great session to have, and it's very beginner friendly. So even if I don't get elected, maybe that's something that can happen.
Yeah.
Hi. You talked about your family's involvement in local charity. As welfare officer, how do you think you would look to maybe connect with some local charities in your field?
I think that's a big goal for me. It's something that at my last university I didn't sort of have the opportunity to do, but having the connections and sort of having the experience with local charities and going to these events myself and working with them myself, it's something that can easily integrate through a range of different ways. And a lot of them are in Durham. So there's Andy's Man Club and Man of Durham are 2 things that my dad works with, and then both of my parents work with Calm, which is sort of a mindfulness charity out in Peterlee, and they do yoga and things like that. And so it could be organising trips out to there to do yoga or to bring instructors here to meet with the ones that are already in Durham, things like that. Yeah.
That's the 3 questions that standing orders allow. So whatever. Can I go out there and wait for a minute, and we'll invite Angelina back in.
Hi everyone, my name is Angelina. I won't bother with my last name, it's very ethnic. And for anyone who doesn't know, I am a 2nd-year law student here at Cuth. And a really fun fact about me is that I have lived in 3 different countries. And over the 10 years that I've done so, I've learned one thing about me, and that is that I don't do well with change. So that became abundantly clear to me when I was 10 years old and my parents told me, hey, we're leaving. And I remember staying up late, crying every day to the days leading up to the move-in, praying to a God that I didn't know existed, saying, please, 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 make this go away. And it didn't. Thankfully, it didn't. I moved away, and I had a lovely 8 years that I spent in Abu Dhabi. And this little girl in me that was so afraid finally went away. And then 8 years later, I had to make another big move and come to Durham on my own this time, without my family. And suddenly that little girl came back. And I firmly believe that if it wasn't for Cuth's kind and friendly environment, that little girl would be standing here to this very day speaking to you instead of me. So from that experience, I've learned that it's a very difficult transition to leave home and come anywhere else. And as I'm sure you all agree, we all have these little inner children in us who have doubts and worries. So if elected, I would love to further contribute in this safe and open environment that Cuth has, where everyone from freshers to PGMs can come and speak and express their feelings freely without judgment. So, as I'm sure you're all aware, we've spent a lot of time prepping the past 2 weeks, and as team leader for House 26 and 27, I undertook some trainings, such as Active Bystander and Night 9, and these sessions taught me the value of non-advisory, not judgmental, active listening. So I would love to take those skills to enhance the supportive and accepting environment in Cuth's welfare, which we already are trying to promote. As an international student as well, I've experienced firsthand how culture can affect welfare. And I believe that our welfare team needs to stay awake of such stigmas and hardships that influence if and how international students and students overall seek help. So to do so, I'd love to work with the International Students Rep to discuss ideas like working with the UK Council of International Affairs and bring in the #WeAreInternational campaign, which supports and empowers international students. Such an initiative also offers training workshops for individuals like welfare officers, which, in their words, give us the tools to create a world-class experience for international students. So if elected, I've discussed these and similar ideas with the International Student Rep to ensure Cuth students are both better represented and better supported in Cuths. Additionally, I'd love to introduce a new initiative, which is Welfare for Sports. So Cuths is a college that is very proud of sports. I mean, look around at all the photos. And I personally am a proud member of 3 sports clubs. And although that's a full plate sometimes, me and many others do this in an attempt. Okay, sorry.
So again, now time for the 3 target questions, which again have to be specifically on things as you said.
You mentioned an idea to do with Cuths in sports. Could you outline that for us?
Thank you so much, Caleb. Yes, I'd love to. Essentially, my idea would be to work with the Sports and Stocks Chair to essentially promote within the different clubs open training sessions outside of the freshers' trial sessions that are kind of happening now, so people can try sports without the pressure of actually committing, and it would be throughout the term, so people can just do it as like a way to take off stress and attend different days and get it a little bit out of the house and out of the academic routine. As well, I would like to coordinate with club welfare officers to host termly mindfulness well-being sessions for those who are already in those teams, just to ensure that everybody's balancing correctly.
Any other questions?
I have a question. You know me. So you've already mentioned that you would work with the Sports and Soccer Chair and the International Rep, but are there like any other people that you like have ideas to like work with, or like any other inter JCR officer things that you want to do?
Yes, thank you so much for that question, Kat. I have on my manifesto, when you receive it, I speak a little bit about social media engagement. So, funny enough, I would love to work, if elected, to work with the publicity officer to plan welfare content around key campaigns like November and Shark Week, which we do already, which would raise engagement, excitement, and participation in Cuth's charity fundraiser events. I work as the social media manager for the tab, and I also do the social media for Cuth's volleyball. So I know how powerful social media can be from first-hand experience, and I believe that we already have a very active Cuth's welfare presence. However, if we want to create a more transparent and thus more approachable image, I would love to work with the publicity officer to kind of aim how to do that. So students from all years and all backgrounds and all problems that they may feel that we're more approachable as a group to discuss their issues.
Last question.
So you mentioned things like homesickness and things like that. Do you have any specific like plans or like information or like campaigns you'd like to do with homesickness? Or
yes.
If you did one, what would be like?
I would love to work with maybe some DU societies because I know that a lot of people like to attend those to get a taste of home and to meet people from their own home countries and stuff. So I think it would be nice to have in combination events, if that makes sense, with welfare and kind of either signpost them to them or even have joint events where we kind of, it's like I know in my school we had an international day where we celebrated everyone and everyone's culture. So something similar to that would be really nice on a wider scale. And then if homesickness is something personal to the individual who's visiting welfare, then it would be nice to get people from there to either help them out individually or in a group setting. So, yeah.
Thanks for those questions. We'll now invite Joseph back in. Up to 5 more non-target questions. So these next round, so the next round of questions can have to be answered by both candidates. They can't be like specifically targeted at one. So we'll have we have some more like general questions. Basically, these up to 5 of them answer in general. They'll Joseph will answer first, and then Angelina will answer the next question first. Yeah, whatever. Just so it's fair, so it's like Joseph's not first 5 times or whatever. Yeah. And then short, and then yeah, I've probably over-explained that by now. But so yeah, if anyone would like to start asking questions, yeah. Lee?
When I was at the like sports and society fair, also just in general, I had a lot of feedback from freshers because it was social common about like the big balls and it's like a lot of people not drinking and going to these events like sober and doing them sober. I felt like it was been like just a trend as well, like generally like, a lot of people not drinking as much or like maybe choosing to not drink at the events. And I personally like don't either sometimes. How would you like help especially freshers who like have come into this like it's unavoidable. Durham has like a massive drinking culture. How would you like help them navigate those kind of like stresses and worries? Just because like I do have a lot of feedback saying like I don't think I'm going to have fun if I don't drink.
Yeah, I really enjoyed in my last ball. We had a big welfare room. Basically a room that when students were feeling overwhelmed or anything like that, they could go and relax and sort of come to you away from noise and things like that. So I think that's nice. And in terms of non-drinking, I think it's always good to have more activities around balls. Because I think a lot of it can be centered around, you know, sort of what the experience you get in nightclub. And that isn't always tailored to non-drinking students. But having activities there, having other things like fairground games or something like that, is always a nice experience to have, because I don't drink at a lot of events as well. And I think it's easy to feel left out when everyone else, and then particularly when the culture is all about drinking. So I think promoting that as well, that, you know, it's okay to not drink, it's fine.
Yeah. Personally, I agree with Joseph's points, but I would like to elaborate a little further. I know I'm aware that in Cuth balls we always have sort of a designated welfare corner. So if I would love to work with the social chair and the social committee and when planning these balls to kind of have a couple of activities, not just activities, but more so resources for individuals who are not drinking, but maybe would like to drink something else alternatively. Because I know that the bar sometimes is very limited to alcohol, so it would be nice to kind of introduce some non-alcoholic beverages that are not non-alcoholic drinks at the bar. I know as well that if it would require to be very case specific, I guess, if a fresher came up to me with a lot of worries about being not cool enough because they're not drinking or anything along those lines, to reassure them that that's not the case and to maybe then direct them to another group of freshers who are also not drinking and also not participating in other activities that other people may be feeling pressure to do so.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
Evan,
Cindy also is in there, by the way.
Say you're at Cuth's bar with a group of your friends, another student comes up to you and recognises a welfare officer, and they start saying there's someone around them who's making them feel a bit uncomfortable, or just doing something they don't like. What would you do in that situation?
The first thing I would do in this situation is take the pressure away from the bar to a more private area to discuss with them further and kind of alienate them from the situation. And then I would signpost them to individuals in either college or uni if necessary, depending again on the case, to provide them with the help that they may need and the resources as well that they may need in terms of how escalated this uncomfortableness may be. Because again, we're non-advisory, non-judgmental listener. I would also use my skills that I gained as as a team leader to basically actively listen and understand and then signpost them to, as I said, whether they be the right person.
That's pretty much the perfect answer. So I haven't got a lot. I think carry on to check in with them is a big thing as well. You know, this could be a one-time thing, or it could have been happening before, and making sure that that system of support is there over the long run, whether that be through drop-in sessions or whether that be something more informal or open, making sure that the support is over the long run and that this isn't a recurring issue even after it's been reported. Like I said.
What do Cara and then
So it's kind of related to admin a little bit, but basically you'll be doing like 4 of the drop-ins with you to get the role. But it does talk about the people you might be doing drop-ins with, or like people in your year, again, I might recommend you as a welfare officer. What do you do if someone, like, how do you make sure the boundaries of your role versus you as just a normal person are kind of kept distinct? Like, as Evan said, like, someone might approach you and try to seek some help on that out, and you might not be like really loose with yourself. Like, basically, how do you kind of keep the boundaries distinct?
I think towards that last point, it's always very good to have sober supporters there at events and things like that. And then with the say I was sober and it was a normal event, I think designating specific times for drop-ins or saying, you know, this is a time I can meet you and we can have a confidential chat in a private space away from everything, rather than it happening on that night, unless it's urgent, of course, and then you can direct them in the right places. But having that organisation and saying you can meet us at this time, we can talk through it then. You know, it's confidential. You know, we might have to refer you somewhere else if that's what's best.
Thank you. I agree with most of the points raised by Joshua. I would like to I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. I agree with most of the points raised by Joseph, and the only thing that I would add is that I understand the perspective there are boundaries with all roles that we attend. I know I personally kind of struggled with keeping the boundaries up while prepping, even when I was off duty. So I've learned to value the worth of communication. So the first thing I would do in your scenario, Carol, would be to check who is on drop-ins and if it even is a drop-in period. And if not, I think I would try and reach out to you, Ethan or Evan, as female work officer, male work officer, senior, to either direct me to a course of action if it's urgent, or as Joseph said, signpost them to the drop-ins, but we are there to help if it's not majorly urgent.
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so in many cultures, the topic of mental health is still something that's quite stigmatized and not widely understood. And as a result, many international students, instead of going to like for support at mental welfare, they might be more likely to talk to friends from home or friends from the same like nationality as them, instead of going to like official support like, systems. Especially because of the language barrier as well, there is one. So what are your views on that, and do you have any ideas on how to mitigate that?
Yes, I personally agree majorly with your point. There's a bit of that personally with my views. I also understand that a lot of different cultures from personal experience also view treatments of mental health differently. So then the help that we might give as welfare while signposting to other places may not be the right fit for the specific individual as an international student. So I believe that, as I mentioned, it's very important to keep aware of such stigmas. And so personally, I would if I'm elected, we'd love to get government officers trained, if possible, with kind of the thing that I mentioned before, to kind of become a little bit more aware, because there's nothing wrong with going to your sites if that's the support system that you feel more connected to, but it's also important to have the resources there if international students do choose, not just anyone, if anyone chooses to reach out to us instead as officers, and if we're underprepared that year, we're only enabling those stigmas that you mentioned about mental health, and we're only reinforcing them more and more. So you meant.
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize that everybody's system of support looks different, and what everybody wants in support is different. And what is like, yeah, I completely agree. I think one useful thing is to coordinate with specific regional or national societies. Typically, I don't know what it's like here, but typically they have welfare officers and things like that. So coordinating with them, working with them, and let them know that, you know, college welfare is here, university-wide welfare is here, but also you have the society that may tailor more to a cultural sort of systems of support is always a good thing. So making sure you're connected and then you know sort of all the different options available. And yeah, it might just take a message on Instagram or an email or something like that, but it's always a valuable tool to have.
We are allowed up to one more question, so yeah.
From what I understood, it can be sometimes it can be a time-consuming role and also sometimes like emotionally exhausting. How will you make sure that you and your degree as well are okay, as well as being able to welcome others?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. From my experience in the past, it's a challenge, and it is about balancing all your workload. I'm lucky as a historian, I don't do much work. So I dedicate a lot to the welfare. I'm in contact hours 2 hours a week, and that's it. So I have a lot of time, and to be honest, I get so much joy out of being there to support people. It's such a privilege to have that role. It really doesn't feel like a job or anything like that. It's a really nice thing to have. So yeah.
Well, personally, I'm this fortunate in the sense that I do a law degree, but my contact hours are pretty much after 5 in the week, so I do a lot of reading, and that's pretty much it. And I feel like that reading can be done and compartmentalized in different ways to commit enough, not just enough above and beyond the actually needed to the role. And as well as I feel like communication is something that we preach as well there, not just in Cuth but overall. So I would be a hypocrite if I didn't also communicate my feelings and emotions, and I'm sure that as senior welfare officer and Cuth overall would be able to accommodate if things get in the way, because let's be realistic, things do get in the way. But I'm fully committed to this role if I'm lucky enough to, and to give it everything that I have, everything I can finish. And I know the welfare officers can welcome me as well, which is lovely. So I would very lucky to use that resource as well.
That is all the questions. Round of applause for them.
Oh, nice. So that is
the end of one election.
Oh,
I'm going to do just a quick PSA about them because they're different. So voting to these is completely online. You go vote. You'll go in there, you see meeting 1.1, click into that, that's where voting happens, you go vote. The LGBTQ and working class roles are caucus votes, so you only should vote for those roles if you feel like you identify with them. Other than that, for those who are running for roles, I have added you to a messenger Facebook, like a messenger group chat on Facebook. Please can you look at that, like just because it's where I can like send you messages to update election materials or like how you run in campaigns, because the campaign rules are quite specific, and so I might have to be like, you can't put that up or whatever. So yeah.
Is there a link on the elections Instagram page to the voting?
It's Cuth.com/voting.
Yeah, but can you just whack it on the election? Like, why didn't you? The whole point of having the elections.
It's always on the story.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's having the point of the intercam. You might as well just whack it on there.
It's in the bio.
Yeah, it's in the bio.
Yeah. You might as well just make it easy for everybody.
Yeah,
Then,
it is in the JCR.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
doing it. I'm talking
I
about
was
it.
double checking. It's in the JCR.
Okay, I'm
Give him
back.
back his popcorn. Give him back his popcorn. Is completely fine.
I don't want it back. I don't want it. I'm having a sugar rush.
Just because we have a lot of method twos running, and they don't know how many people run through the watches, we do go into the meeting. We'll give you something 5-10 minute break. Just
Oh, not another break.
break.
Oh, break. Okay, I want it to go. Oh, this is
I'm so
I think it's such a I think it's right? You know, like it's so easy
How do you know I do?
They'll come up with ideas. Myself. I go outside.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
It's fine. In the JCR. Exactly. They are.
How long is this going to go for?
I was very quick tonight. Who's going to
I'm trying to run them as fast as they possibly can go.
GC2. So we need always on. Always on shit. If anyone needs anyone. Is Birdie still here? I know.
I think he's home. If you're still here, Freddie, send like an emoji or something. I'm gonna.
Guys, we're going to go up again and everybody is like to
I'm limiting them to how that's
You know that that's how did you really?
It's like that's a dog,
I'm a popular guy, okay. Would you be down to do? Would you be down to do the training? I knew you'd say
I've done anything.
No, go. Right, you all came back, you know, that's my mentor.
No, it's terrible. It's just
it says one dot.
Guys, let's go!
So we're now starting on method twos. For those that don't know how these work, what will happen is I'll announce the name of the role, and then everyone will close their eyes, and we'll ask those who would like to run the role to raise their hands. I'll then count the number, announce it, and then we'll start collecting some way they want to call, except you have 1 minute to us, and there are up to only 3 non-target questions.
Let me test this.
And then at the end of that, we will get everyone to sit back down, everyone close their eyes, and we'll do the voting with everyone's eyes closed, raise hands, GovCon will count them, and then we'll announce the winner immediately post that election. So our first method two on the poll here is PGM Treasurer. So can I ask that everyone please close their eyes. If you'd like to run for the role of PGM Treasurer, please raise your hands. Unfortunately, we have no candidates.
I'm closing their eyes.
Our next role on the team is PGM Vice President. So can everyone please again close their eyes. If you'd like to run for the role of PGM Vice Pres, please raise your hand. We have one candidate plus role. So can
It's two. Isn't always two.
One candidate plus roll.
Oh, two.
I'm not doing it.
Well, it's two. It's two.
I'm not doing it the way we're written.
It's two candidates.
I'm sorry, it's that fault for saying discrimination of people in a room.
In this side of the room.
Hi, my name is Matilda. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm in my 4th year at Cuth now. Over the summer, I've been running the PG Instagram and WhatsApp groups, and I've been working with our president and vice president to plan PG Freshers Week. And I've always kind of had a strong relationship with PGM.com and our PGM president since my 1st year. I'd really love to take on PGVP. I'd like to support new members of Cuths because I fully understand how the JCR works, and I'd really like to promote cross-committee collaboration and take advantage of the fact that we are an integrated NCR. Also, I'm 22 now, and I'd love to work with the committee to make a social space that feels a bit older and a bit less teenage, to kind of create like a more peer-oriented environment. And one of the things I'd love to do as well is integrate 4th years and returners more into PGM.com. Yeah, so.
So as this selection is uncontested, we can go straight to the questions. So we can have up to 3 non-target questions right now. So do we have?
Thank you. You're gonna get one. Obviously, PGM.com represents PhD students, masters, 4th years. How would you make sure that all of those groups are represented and there's events that update with all these groups added together or separately?
I think just working with our postgrad community, understanding what they want from us, and then how we can feed that back to them. For example, like whether someone is a PhD student doesn't affect how involved they'll be in the JCR, as we've seen in the last few years. And I think listening to that feedback, and then when we get to groups that kind of tend to be more marginalised, like mature students and stuff, I think working with college again, to like put on mature students bunch again, and just like openly advertising what is for who, and making use of both Instagram and WhatsApp, because I feel like it covers both of our bases in terms of like the demographics we need to do. Thank you.
Caleb?
PGMVP mean to you?
That's fine.
That's nice.
I'm sure it's PGVP.
No, it's PGM. Postgraduate and mature students, vice president.
Amen.
The final question.
Louise?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I would. Oh, yes.
No.
I don't think
No.
it's
No.
I'm gonna put my hand up there.
Fully
No.
It's for people, it's not me.
Obviously, PGM president was unfilled, and last year Sarah took on the role of acting PGM president. Is that something you take on? / how would you navigate not having PGM president?
I think it's not something I'm prepared to take on, given that I'm going into what is my 4th year at Cuth, but my 3rd year of the degree. And I just think kind of setting clearly what is a work-life balance in terms of our working relationship. I feel like we've managed to split responsibilities between us quite well, and I think just kind of vocally reminding people that is a position that's still open, kind of continuing to advertise that on social media, and then the open communication of saying, look, I've got so many things to do at the moment, I can't do this, I can't take this on, and working out what's the best way that we can kind of create like maximum output without burning any of us out.
That is all the questions. So, last round of applause, first of all. While we do the voting. And then, yeah.
No, I wanted to answer.
No, what is PGM not focused? PGM not focused.
What do you mean by that?
What does that mean?
Tell us more about caucus voting.
Okay, so can everyone please close their eyes? If you would like to vote for Matilda, please raise your hand. Can everyone please lower their hands? If you would like to vote for Ron, please raise your hand. Can everyone please lower their hands? Can everyone please open their eyes? Get Matilda back into the room.
Matilda! They're outside.
I'm not
Yeah, who is Ron? Tell us about him.
Ron is brioche nomination, so if you think another candidate would be better suited who's not quite running at this time, vote for Ron. So our next position is stool, which sounds weird. It's the chair's assistant. A bit of fun. But well, that means you join Galcom. You run the raffle, and stand in for Jasper if Jasper can't make it.
Woo! Hey, Jasper.
So, can everyone please close their eyes? Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to run for the position of stool? Can everyone please lower their hands? Can everyone please open their eyes? We have one candidate in Ron.
Oh. That's your child?
My child and my toy.
Black child? Wow, you're woke.
You'll have 1 minute to talk for 45 seconds.
Okay, so I just want to say, I'm really sick right now, so I'm just like really fast. So sorry. Also, I just found out we were doing this tonight at the start of the meeting, so like my speech is all over the place, so I apologize. But what I'm going to say is, so I was vice president at my sixth form at high school, so I have like various exec experience, and I'm able to be entrusted with various responsibilities at a really high level, including financial responsibilities and running meetings, as well as planning various fun events, such as culture days, which went viral on TikTok, guys, can I say? Yes, which would fit well into running fun activities and raffles during JCR breaks here. I also chaired various meetings and attended many governor meetings at my sixth form, in which I created a report on recent happenings within the exec. As my lovely new friend Jasper made me aware, my experience in law, because I'm a first year law student, is perfect for this role. Because I can particularly analyse the wording of promotions, checking if they're okay, and monitoring elections to make sure no one breaks the law or does something they shouldn't do during elections. And So yeah, if you like cool, smart people who are dedicated to their work, and it's a really nice person to be around, guys, you should vote for me. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't need to explain how the questions work again. So, do we have any questions?
Gabriel, Gabriel, my question is, as much as I love Jasper and his like snack selection, like what other snacks? I need a bit of a switch up. So, are there any other kind of like things that you would bring? No, don't cry. Do you have any other like snack things or like ideas about what you're gonna bring for us?
Well, this is my first meeting, so I don't really know what snacks
Well,
there are.
I'll tell you. We have
Okay, tell me.
popcorn, we have Pringles, we usually get like sweets sometimes. Sometimes we get chocolate at Christmas. So that's the kind of stuff we have.
So what I would do is, guys, I would ask everyone, I would literally create a Teams form and I'd be like, guys, what do you want? What are you
Oh,
passionate
hell
about?
So that addresses the snack portion of it. What I would like to build on and ask you is for the bigger prizes. Today we have the hand warmer. Do you have any ideas of what you would like to offer top students to their album?
Well, I personally like that hand woman, that was what I would. Unfortunately, I got the glasses instead. It's okay, a win is a win. But also, I really like plushies, and I feel like the green little frog is very popular with everyone, it's nice. So I feel like more things like that make like toys, things that everyone kind of enjoy. Thank you.
If you had an unlimited budget, what would your top 3 raffle prizes be?
Oh.
Unlimited.
Don't buy that.
A yacht.
This is big.
A yacht with a trip to Bali.
Let's just say,
Now I'm really thinking, wow, that's really put me on the spot there. I would buy, guys, a new washing machine because I feel like the washing machine is every time. So I feel like that's one of them right now. The other two I might have to think about it. I'm not sure. Come back to you.
So 3 is technically the number, but as this is school, we have an extra question that we usually ask. So yeah, we'd like to.
So could you do your best impression
What does the school sound like?
Be a stool.
Please be a stool.
Chair, stool.
Or a poo. She is.
She really wants.
Yeah, you're a stool.
Let me get in the motion.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, probably that.
Thank you. That's all.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Bye, Freddie.
He's sending a heart.
So, can everyone please close their eyes? If you'd like to vote tomorrow, please raise your hand. Can everyone please lower their hands? If you'd like to vote for Ron, please raise your hand. Please lower your hands. Can everyone please open their eyes?
Welcome back.
It's been 2 hours.
But no, JROs basically just you sort of help me with getting people to update their election materials on time, going over them, doing some posts to the JCR and stuff. So there are 3 of these. People run them all at once, and then those people with the top 3 number of votes get them. So again, everyone please close their eyes. If you would like to run for JRO, please raise your hand. Please lower your hands. Unfortunately, we don't know.
Guys, that's the best roll in the JCR.
Run it again.
Let me do it.
I mean, I'll do it. Not this meeting.
Too late. We'll be the time. Alex, please keep doing that.
Alex,
you would have run.
Yeah, let's run it again.
Gabriel, otherwise you'll be sanctioned for pre-campaigning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you would like to.
Perfect. We're never going to.
I'm shut your eyes, guys. Shut your eyes. We have one candidate plus Rod.
Look, it's Alex, everyone. Guys, no way.
Is 30 still here?
Buddy, no, there's 5 people. Hi guys, welcome to my live stream.
Hi guys.
We all love J-Ro.
Special shout out to Ferdy for keeping us company.
It's a shambles. Get control of this.
That is your grandchild, Ferdy.
Get control of this.
That is your grandchild Ferdy. Like confirmed.
Gabriel, get control of your elections, please.
Hi guys, I'm Alex. I was JRO last year. I did thoroughly enjoy my time on GovCon. It was something that I ran for as a kind of, I didn't exactly expect to run for it last year, but I ran for it anyway, and actually had a really lovely time. And I thought it was I find it quite fulfilling to actually serve a role inside the JCR, because I always go to meetings, and I think it's nice sitting here and watching everyone else do things, but to do something myself is also a very enjoyable experience last year. I like sort of sitting there on the GovCon meeting. Stop laughing at me. GovCon meetings where we look at everyone running for things, always nice because you get to see the engagement within the JCR, which is always very fulfilling. I think I said fulfilling at least 3 times there. That's me.
Alex, leave the room and invite Damon to do his speech.
No, don't shame on the Twitter rather.
I'm not actually joking.
So basically, I looked at the Joe post earlier in last week. So I already have a little small interest to it, but I consider that there might be much specialists might be joining our to do the position. But since nobody's coming up, I think I wanted to help out Jasper with some of the other the Joe at work. So yeah, I wanted to be part of it as well. I think I will be quite committed to this position as well. So hopefully I can do as much as I
can. And then we will do our 3 non-targeted questions when Alex gets back. Alex will answer first, then Damon, and then reverse, etc. So, does anyone have any questions? Yes.
My question is, so obviously the JRO sits on GovCon. So, do you guys like standing orders? How do you feel about standing orders?
I think standing orders, being genuine, are actually really useful because it's really good to have always something actually concrete to fall back on. So, whilst maybe hundreds of pages of PDFs online is not the most readable of formatting for it, it's also always good to be right, we don't know what, we have differing opinions of how we're supposed to tackle a certain situation with maybe a poster or something. We can always go back to something and be oh, right, it says this in the letter of the law, of the rules.
Yeah.
You can rely on that. So they're good.
I believe that I know I agree with Alex. So basically, it's not the most fun thing to do, but I think that it's quite necessary about having a standing order because there's always something to follow I personally read some of the very long legal documents as well myself, so I think I can do reading a standing order to find some of the key parts if necessary. Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
What does JRO mean for you?
So, I mean, to me, in my heart, I do think JRO is a very important position. It sits in GovCom, and I do think GovCom is a very important position to oversee human recovery. So, to me, it's a very important position, and I'm very committed. I have a very strong commitment to it, and I don't think I can spend my time on it to make it look better.
I would say the JRO, the letters. I think it's about. It's just really observant. It's you sit there, you can view things from a wider picture, analyze everything that's going on. Some calls you have to make are subjective, some are objective. It's just to make sure everything goes smoothly and actually help the JCR run as an organization. So that.
Fake out. In the last year, we've done a lot of work trying to make elections more accessible, which was something I want to talk about as well. Not just for disabled students, but for any students who might experience large regulation cuts. It's important that we allow them to take part in elections. Also, we've had a problem with not having people run positions to have any ideas. I think those feel like they might increase participation.
Well, I mean, so on people not running for things, this is a problem that I think is expected for often. This is my third year in Cuth, and I did go to the meetings in the first year as well. So it was kind of like, but I have noticed over time that there is a pattern where some roles aren't filled, and then roles are filled in second term, and it's a whole thing. But I think it's just. I always find a case for filling roles is just really early on. I think advertise them as just a way of like getting involved. It's about striking that balance between this is a nice step to do something more serious. If you've done things at high school, great. If you haven't, you can start doing things at uni where you wouldn't have necessarily thought you would do at high school. But it's also not hugely like a big, it's not the stakes aren't terribly high such that, it's you don't want it to seem daunting to particularly fresh, because, we are trying to always keep a rolling enlistment throughout different roles. And I think that upon making things more accessible, obviously we did a lot of work last year trying to upgrade things and, potentially doing meetings in the TTA, which I can't quite remember how far we actually got along with that in terms of not very, yeah. But we can still try and keep pushing for things like that. We did work last year on making election campaigns more accessible and things, and really just keeping a keen eye for, this person has done this, like, can they try and make that so it forms to be more accessible for election material campaigns and things.
I think I talked to some of the people who wanted to be to go as elections last year, but they didn't want to get as much experience as well. So actually, they have the thing to be joining the meeting to be elected, but they are concerned with the barriers. So some of them are telling me that in the JCR, what they imagine by election is they are holding papers and talking about the experience, talking about how they plan out the jobs, and they think that the overall process is like too daunting for them. So I do think Alex's point is right, but I think we can add on maybe, I don't know, at some of the positions we can do like a much simple introduction to just telling them like that even though like experience is preferred, but it doesn't have necessarily mean that if you don't have an experience, you can't be in a position. As long as you're committed and you have the faith in doing a position, you can be part of the work.
That is our third and final question. So, in round of applause, Jamie and Alex to go and leave the room while we and as soon as they
So excited. He's not fucking watching this, right?
You too. Me too. Guys, can everyone please close their eyes? Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to vote for Alex? Can you please lower your hands? Can you please raise your hands if you'd like to vote for Damon? Please lower your hands. Please, can you raise your hand if you'd like to vote for reopen nominations? Can everyone please lower their hands? Can everyone please open their eyes? Can we have a roll please while we invite Damon? You can help because there's 3 JROs, so.
Okay, so I was sitting down.
Well, I don't have a stool.
My precious stool.
Sorry, it's good. Alex.
Yeah, get this. No one's going. I have dinner here. Oh, that's the rest of the crumbs from George's box.
I didn't get the crumbs. And Angelina had the crumbs. Angelina made it.
What a gentleman, thank you.
I left at least some of it.
Guys, so our next role is gym manager. I'm going to stop saying the role and let me less about this one. But, can everyone please close their eyes? Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to run for gym manager? Can everyone please lower their hands? We have one candidate plus Ron. This candidate, however, is running in absentia.
Who is it?
Who? JCR. This does mean there will be no questions, and a member of GovCom will read out the.
No questions.
How on earth are you going to answer this?
You'd like to?
I could FaceTime if you do want to give him questions.
Yes, let's FaceTime him, please. This is my dream.
That's what I thought. I was just well, I have got one. I don't know how to send it to you.
I wish you could play the video.
I've got the voice for it. You send the voice.
Sorry.
Hello, my name is Jake, and I am applying for the Cuth gym representative. I have some experience in the gym, but definitely last year for my own personal reason. In the last 2 weeks, I have helped the Sports and Society Chair do it. I think we have covered around 90 freshers and returners, and I look forward to continuing doing so. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate the confidence that you have within me.
I wish I could ask questions. I wish he was here.
Jake isn't here. We didn't ask to leave the room. So everyone please close their eyes. Please raise your hand if you'd like to vote for Jake. Everyone please lower their hands. If you'd like to vote for Ron, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. Everyone please open your eyes. Well, he's not here, but can we congratulate Jake?
Yes!
My gym manager.
I'd gone to a wrong, we would have had it.
Cool. So, our next role.
Can I tell her?
Our next role is JCR journalist. Already came up a bit in this meeting, so no anything about it. Sits on top of it. So, everyone please close your eyes. You choose this and it's like JCR journalist. Everyone please lower their hands. Everyone please open your eyes. We have 2 candidates per round.
Whoa.
This is my dream. This is my dream, and we not going home. Getting a room with you is not cheap. That's no good. That's what I bring to everything.
Sorry. Amazing.
She's going home.
I'm Lewis Lower. I'm a first year, so I have a lot to learn, but I'm very eager. I think, although I'm a first year, I'm reasonably qualified. I mean, I've written and edited for different magazines in sixth form. I've also recently, just today, been accepted into PAL TV, in which we had to produce a video. So I think that's a little bit of there was a little bit of a test to that, so that it's a little bit of a proof, that I have a little bit of a competence. I've also given a TEDx talk, so that I believe proves a little bit of my ability to speak, to communicate to others, which might be involved in, liaising with the different committees, which might be important. I also have Lambda grade 8, which is the highest grade in public speaking. Yeah. So I believe I'll be able to, speak. But also, I think possibly an important part of that role is at the end. Oh, right. Sorry. An important part of that role might be, listening to others. And so, yeah, I have experience in working in teams, in writing, in listening to others. And so, yeah.
Caitlin back in.
What's your name?
Lewis.
Lower.
I'm a second year studying concepts. What else can I say? I'm preparing for this. I'm currently VP of Cuth journalism and Becky editor on magazine. I'll confess that I do a lot of work for that. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. I can't worry. I do a lot of Canada. I hate Canada. But, how about with Qualcomm? Not sure what else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in to have our 3 non-political questions.
Lots of questions.
Hello.
No, I said I'm
Yeah. Any questions? Yes, Pat.
Well, okay, so my question is, what kind of ideas are you gonna bring to PopCon? Because PopCon's gonna be it's gonna be lit. What what ideas or what do you want what we if we were elected? What would we do? Oh, PopCon is publicity committee. So what are some things that you would want to do with PopCon this year if you were elected?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I'm new. I'm inexperienced. I don't exactly know the role of the publicity committee, and I'd have to learn from, the members existing there. But just an idea off the top of my head would be to expand social media because that's where the presence is now. People less and less are going to go and search up, look up whatever website to try and figure out what's happening. trying to get onto and trying to get a significant presence in all the social media sites would be maybe a priority for me.
I know we want to do the Cuth News on Instagram, so I'd probably, help with that. Make sure that, more people are watching it. I don't know how many people watch Cuth News at the moment, but I don't think it's many. So I'm really sorry for you. I watched them, so yeah. But yeah, so keep going with that. Advertise the magazine a lot because obviously JCR Genesis is involved now, but it's over both of them. So make sure that people are reading the magazine, advertise it a lot over there. Yeah.
I feel like Florida previously, but that makes sense.
No, she would also wrong.
So as agreed in the previous motion, JCR Journalist has now a new JCR and the magazine. Currently we've got a Cuth calendar going. I just wondered what other JCR related ideas you could bring to the magazine. Anything cool, anything to get people involved with the JCR as well as just doing Cuth news specifically.
I'm first. Yeah, okay. I feel like just including more like the roles around Cuth, so maybe do like highlights on special like different communities within Cuth, so like do a highlight on Cuth.com and what they do, like on Cuth, and then publicity.com and social.com and all everywhere. And make sure that each so people know what actually happens in there.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Another thing I would try to do maybe is more low commitment things, so people might not, otherwise, and this relates really to the last role that was being talked about, that people don't feel intimidated to come over, and so there's more kind of, there's something a bit less serious that everyone can get drawn in by first, and then that would be a pipeline to, more involvement in committees.
Mine will be short and sweet. Sorry, Caleb. But you both have mentioned in your speeches that I know from personal experience with Caleb, but you also mentioned that you guys have other commitments. So I was wondering, how would you balance between your other commitments and this, especially with some of them are very DU wide scale and stuff. So, and your degree, of course.
No, I think that's really a very valid question, and it's just my first week, so I haven't had to balance very much yet, actually. No, I mean, PAL TV, I don't want to, big up, I don't want to make myself sound more grand than it really is. PAL TV is really my only serious commitment, and, I believe in myself, I believe I have reasonable, thank you, time management skills, and so I think this and PAL TV, which will be my top priorities jointly. I think two things it's not too much. I think it is all right.
As a second year classics student, Jake could attest, my contact hours are really low. I think they're in single digits. I already, committed a lot to journalism, so I feel like it would just be an expansion of that in a way. Same time, same hours. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
That will be all for questions and selection. So round of applause.
Substantial.
I have one other Isn't that a fucking great question? Isn't that so great? Everyone's better than one.
So can everyone please close their eyes? Can you please raise your hands if you'd like to open the Can everyone please lower their hands? Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to entertain it? Can everyone please lower their hands? Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to vote for reopen nominations? Can everyone please lower their hands? Can everyone please open their eyes?
That's my dream. She wanted to
You had my no, because they have
Our next role is performance manager. So if everyone like to please close their eyes.
No, we're doing
How many more is there?
Four.
Oh,
perfect.
Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to run for performance manager? Can everyone please lower their hands? And can everyone please open their eyes? We have one candidate and Ron.
The biggest back end.
The biggest back end.
What's the name? I'm Ava.
Toilet he goes down. Look at him.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Ava. I'm studying psychology. I'm first year fresher. So I do have quite a lot of experience, I would say. So during sixth form, did a bit of a slide quest, did a little BTEC for fun in like production arts. So ended up on like planning committees for two like big school events. So I have actually planned a ball before. So I would say I'm quite qualified. Also like a little like mini music festival thing. I don't know, my school's 400th birthday, so did a lot of things. Ran an entire fund there, like Ferris wheel, etc. Like who found that? Me. She had raised like £2,000 in Andy for like I got the most money out of everyone in that, just saying. Basically skills I have. Came up with loads of themes, budgeting, people management, last minute stress making decorations, lots of general organisations. Who did it? Me. And I think these skills seem really transferable. I'd be great. So in conclusion, I'd be great and you should look at me.
Eva, can you talk a little bit more about the ball that you organised? What sort of
Yes, tell us about this ball.
I can't remember exactly how many people it was. A lot of people. So the theme, it was like, I think chandeliers kind of vibe. That day, I was at school, right? I'm still not annoyed about this. I was at school from 9 a.m. till 2 a.m. straight. Like, you cannot say I'm not committed. The amount of hours I went in beforehand, like, I did everything that day, too committed. I can't remember what the question was now, but committed.
Amen. I should definitely know the answer to this, but if Ava does get it, she'll be on social, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, if you do get this role, you'll be on social com, which is the committee that I kind of run, but
Humble. She's so down to earth, it's actually crazy.
Oh, bless. Obviously, when you're working on like a creative committee, you've got like lots of different ideas, like back and forth. So how would you like cope with people having different visions to your vision? Because I have a very clear vision. But no, lots of visions. Very clear vision for Rickles Pool, for example. But like obviously you've helped me with that, and then you've obviously like your main role would be running. So how would you cope if your vision clash with someone else's on the committee? I doubt it will clash with mine. So I'm sure
Well, I think it's a good idea to share lots of ideas and like get all the ideas out on the table, pick the ones that we all think like combined are the best, and you know make a mishmash of all the best things, and it'd be brilliant.
Fantastic. Can I veto Cat's
No.
As a previous social com member, we had some wild ideas that didn't perhaps fit the vision of
other members of social commons. So I'm just asking how you feel about that.
Reptile.
A reptile room in any sort of event or social space.
I think is the correct answer no.
It was actually my personal opinion.
Okay, well, I don't want to bring too much tension. So no.
That is all for the allowed questions. So I'll hand these
Oh,
round of applause. Only after they leave the room, and we will do the So, can everyone please close their eyes? If you would like to vote for Ava, please raise your hand.
Kat, can you please stop
Please lower your hands. If you would like to vote for Ron, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. Everyone, please open their eyes. Get to invite Ava back in.
Do I not
These do still have 3 roles to run. So thank you a bit longer. Our next role is baby wardrobe manager. So everyone please close their eyes. If you would like to run for the role of baby wardrobe manager, please raise your hand. Everyone please lower their hands. Everyone please open their eyes. Unfortunately, we have no
Thank
hands.
God. Next one. Luca.
So, on to the next one.
Yeah.
So that's our next role is Careers and Opportunities Officer. So everyone please close their eyes. Can everyone who would like to run for the role of Careers and Opportunities Officer please raise their hand? Can everyone please lower their hands? Can everyone please open their eyes? We have 1 candidate plus role.
Put your hand up.
Thank you, like that.
Well done! Yes, well done. Luca, there's no voting in it.
So, dear members of St. Patrick's Society, I am Barton Ambrian, a first-year politics and international year student, and I'm running to be your careers and opportunities officers. During my experience with Red Cross, Worldwide Foundation, European Youth Parliament, UNESCO, European School of Political Studies, I have learned how important it is to give people real chances. Not information, but opportunities to make feel real chances and confidence. As careers and opportunities officers, I will firstly send a request to you to fill the forms that will separate you through your career outcomes. Then we will organize career talks, not only the ones that university organizes, but through our college, which will be more close-knit and more detailed to you. Secondly, we will prepare you to how to create your CV, how to enhance it, and how to prepare for interviews. And lastly, I'm offering to organize a career challenge, a competitive but friendly program. This will be mock trial for you to try your preferred career and understand their weaknesses. And in the end, you need to write a report about your career, considering weaknesses and challenges. Cuth has talent, the energy, and the heart. And I know that I can lead the career path.
So again, any questions?
There was no questions needed for that.
Beautiful.
Let him just no need.
What sort of questions do you have after that, Steve?
So, it's more of a statement.
That's not a question.
And I just want to say, Vardan, me and Vardan met before Vardan even got here.
I'm excited about already. This is just a useless question.
It's not a question, it's
Let's crack on.
Please stop affiliating yourself with someone during an election.
Oh, no, wait, no, I don't know him. I don't know.
Caleb, do not
Caleb, no, you haven't got
Let's
this.
go.
Yeah.
Caleb, we'll move on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, there is no need for questions after that. Nothing more needed to be said. Crack on. Go home.
Please close your eyes. Everyone, please close their eyes. Can you please raise your hand if you like. Once everyone shut their eyes.
Oh, can we actually crack on, please?
Everyone please close their eyes. Okay. Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to vote for Vardan? Can you please lower your hands? Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to vote for Rob? Can you please lower your hands? Can everyone please open their eyes and invite Vardan back into the room? Drum roll, please.
For 3 hours.
Come on.
God bless. I'm never religious.
If anyone's running, make the speech as good as that, we'll go home instantly, please. Please, that was unbelievable.
So can everyone please close their eyes? Please raise your hand if you'd like to run for the role of assistant publicity officer. Can everyone please lower their hands? Can everyone please open their eyes? We have one candidate plus one running into
Toilet.
Go to the bathroom.
Hang on.
Hello?
Alex.
Alex.
You go up that door.
Can you go?
I think at least
Well,
go
can
back
someone
door
just, can
instead.
someone also guard that door so they go out the back? Like,
Yeah.
through the door. Yeah. Yeah, who's running?
We didn't do it yet.
Here we go.
So now just press the sign, Alex, because now you're there.
Okay, wait.
If he speaks well, just let him go.
I have to ask a question.
George, you can leave.
You can go. Well, nobody said that. If someone said that an hour ago, I would have been gone. Honestly. Now I know that. All elections are never here.
George, you gotta stick it on.
Well, I will now. There's no point in even now, is there?
George, are you not having fun?
Oh, so much, too much fun. The reason I would have left is there's too much fun.
Hey everyone, I'm Vardan, first year studying marketing and management. I look a bit like a finance bro right now, but I promise you it's on purpose. I dress up a little formal to make an impression because to me that's what publicity is all about.
Hell yeah.
Making the right impression that people actually remember. So I'm running for assistant publicity officer because I love the creative side of things, designing stuff and all. But you must be thinking, who cares what this guy loves? But I've got my purpose straight, which will definitely be to find new ways to get people interested in what's going on at Cuth. So basically, you just have to take my word for it because I've got no prior experience to show you guys. But I trust me, guys. I'm organized, I'm reliable, and genuinely excited to get involved. So if you want someone who will make the JCR look as good online as it feels to be a part of it, please vote for me.
Let's go.
I failed. No, guys, I failed. I
At
failed.
this point, we kind of do.
Okay, my question is, so as assistant publicity officer, a lot of the work that you'll be doing is maybe things that bring me like a lot of what's like undue stress. So that is going to be things like posts and and stash.
Yes.
How do you feel about like having to like wait for people to like collect their stash and like advertising stash? Like, how would you do that?
So I'm like an assistant, right? So whatever my publicity officer actually like tells me to do, I'm gonna do it. Like do it everything. Like I'm gonna be the most ideal assistant anyone.
It's a really quick question. How would you feel that Kat would be? Can I not ask that question in a serious way?
No, but Loki, like,
Cat is
Yeah,
like
it's a bot.
a great publicity officer, but what? How would you deal like getting certain things?
No, wait.
no,
Okay, Caleb can ask.
Describe the JCR in 3 words.
Junior No, but how is he going to do it?
Well, I don't know, honestly. I haven't studied that much, honestly, because I saw this.
Just the vibes. Just the
No
vibes.
more questions.
That's
all he needs.
I'm a part of the levy, actually. I've paid for it as well. I'm going to make sure everyone pays it for it as well.
Do we have any more questions?
No.
Why are you looking at me?
Thank you. We will now leave the room. We will do the close.
Please, guys, please.
I'm actually so worried for everyone.
Can everyone please close their eyes for the last time this meeting?
Yes.
Oh whoa.
Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to vote for Farden? Can everyone please lower their hands? Can you please raise your hand if you'd like to vote for Ron? Can you please lower your hands? Can you please open your eyes? Give me the drum roll.
You'll cast that. Okay, guys, we're all going home. Bye.
Time.